The answer is absolutely nothing. Now you're probably wondering, what is the question, right? Well, in the opening part of my new book, the international bestseller, The Unstoppable Christian Business, 7 Steps to Your 7-Figure Business, I ask and answer this question. What will I get from reading this book? What are you going to get? And the answer is nothing. Because reading and collecting information is only potential power. The moment you take the information inside of my book and you begin to apply it and you begin to stay disciplined and repeat the patterns of the lessons inside of here over and over again in a period of time with the right amount of frequency and repetition, the right amount of intensity, you'll begin to see, in my opinion, massive change in your life. Now, this is a principle that eludes many people, not just Christians, not just business owners. It seems to elude most people. You see, everybody today, or say not everybody, but a lot of people today are looking for that instant gratification, that one thing that's going to change your life dramatically. And business owners are no different. Listen, right now, there is a massive push, and I'm seeing it come from many different sources, and I'm really happy about it. There's a lot of people jumping into the Christian business coaching space. The problem is, I'm not so sure that most of them are really qualified. There's a recognition that Christian business owners are a fresh market for somebody to come in and lead in that area. The problem is there are many people who are utilizing celebrity status or status, depending upon where you're from. In other words, you got a professional athlete or an entertainer, somebody who did not build their business from the ground up. No brick and mortar business, no small business where they struggled to really make it happen. They had a different pathway to creating a lot of money. Now they're the front or centerpieces or spokespersons for this Christian movement. And my challenge is very simple, is what are you going to get from somebody who hasn't walked the path you're in right now? You see, there's going to be a necessity for you to be able to really understand what are the challenges to building a highly profitable business, a business that is built around a kingdom purpose, and to really stay on track. See, there's a lot of questions that have to be answered, and there's a lot of struggles and strains of growing a business from the ground up. Or maybe you're in a middle range of your business. You've been growing it for a while, and now you really want to break through that glass ceiling. You see, most of the people out there, or say many of the people I have seen out there, are either just focusing solely on internet marketing, right? Which is a great thing. Facebook ads seem to be a big concern. Now, that's not my forte. I hire people to do that for me. I believe that real business growth happens when you know how to build out a solid foundation. Great companies aren't built on one or two modalities of marketing. They're built by solid fundamental principles. And then they have multiple channels of getting business and, more importantly, converting business, keeping business, and maintaining an incredible growth pattern in their business trajectory. And there's many different moving parts, and that's why in this book, now a lot of people have asked me the question, well, Ron, if I'm not a Christian, should I read your book? Let me kind of give you the big picture. When I wrote the book, I took advice. I hired a company to help walk me through and coach me to make sure I was writing the book correctly. They wrote nothing for me. I wish they did. It would have been a lot easier because I anticipated it would take me about 3 to 4 months to knock my book out. And it took me a year to get it into print, to run a campaign, to really get momentum behind it. And man, I'll tell you what, it's a lot of work. But here's what a book can do. A book can actually put you out in front of people to kind of showcase who you are. It's a credibility builder. Now, if you have great content. So my book coaches taught me something I thought was really profound. They said, Ron, most people write a standard book and they just do chapters, right? And he said, chapters are traditional, but they're boring. So you got to mix it up a little bit. Why don't you break your book into sections? Now, I have never written an entire book. I have been a contributor in several best-selling books. So as COVID hit, gyms were shut down. Each morning around 4 o'clock, I'm off on a 3-mile walk. Headphones on, got my phone, listening to an audiobook, listening to a program, and I'm stimulating my mind. I'm learning. I've been doing this now for decades in different forms. We didn't have digital back then. I mean, I had cassette tapes and a Walkman doing my stuff, or as in a car, listening and learning. And I had the question imprinted in my mind. I programmed it in. What sections should I create in my book? Now, if you read my book, you'll hear the story, and I won't tell the story again, but essentially, I broke the book down into 3 sections based upon the movie Top Gun. That was the stimulus for it. And you'll have to read the book to check it out. But I love Top Gun, and I still can't wait. At the time I'm recording this, Top Gun 2, the follow-up, has not come out yet. It was supposed to be out in 2020. It's 2021. Haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait. And this new F-18 Super Hornet is, in the movie, right, is just got me fascinated as I'm listening to the story about Top Gun. I'm getting home and I'm watching the trailers. And here's what I began to come up with. 3 sections based upon the F-18 Super Hornet. You see, it's an aircraft designed for a specific purpose. But there are 3 key ingredients to it. Number 1, it's got to have fuel in it, or it doesn't work. It can sit on the aircraft carrier with the best pilot, constructed perfect, and it does nothing. And then there's the way it's constructed, right? So that's the second part, the construction of the craft. It's got to be put together right, and it's got to be tuned in properly. The last part, you got to have an optimized pilot. Now, I use the fuel, the framework, and the fire as 3 metaphors for the direction of God as the primary source. We call it the Holy Spirit in our lives. That's the fuel of the Christian life. Non-Christians might not really tune into that, right? And I get that. I hope they do. I hope they check it out. But the framework really comes from the 7 steps that I've been working with clients of all different backgrounds for years. The 7 steps I developed with over 3.5, close to 4 decades of experience building and operating businesses. That's the core content in the middle of the framework. And then the fire is personal disciplines that are necessary to optimize who you are. You see, when I wrote this book and it finally came out, it's like you put it together over time, then you look back and you go, did I really write that? It's better than I thought. And I have to say that I have to give God the glory and the praise that He operated through me to get a really good book out into the marketplace for Christians. Now, I'm going to appeal to those of you who are believers in Christ, or maybe you're a business owner that's maybe you have core values, you're core values based, and you are looking for the right kind of coaching program or the right kind of coach. You need to find somebody who will inspire you to be the best version of who you are. I absolutely believe that it is critical that not only do you have the experience, I've got almost 4 decades of experience of growing and operating businesses. I'm building another 7-figure business in the coaching space, and this is one of my leading tools to fill my coaching. And as I do this, again, I'm super excited to share what I'm doing along the way so it will help you to understand exactly how you can do something like this. But nevertheless, when you're looking for the right kind of coach, you want to find someone who resonates with you. So let me tell you why I do what I do. You see, every single day I wake up with a burning passion inside of me. This burning passion is to help business owners, men and women just like you, achieve everything in life you were created to achieve. You see, I believe you were born to succeed. You were designed to have a leaner and healthier body. You were crafted for deep, loving relationships. You were made to be financially free, and I believe to have a powerful spiritual walk. Every single day, my heart is to get up, to learn, and then to teach those men and women who are hungry for growth in their business life and their personal life, because the two are codependent, so that they can create a purpose-centered, massively profitable business and become an impact, a force to be reckoned with to change the world around them, because they're not about just building stuff up for themselves, but they're about really giving and making a difference in the world. If I've just described you, I'm going to invite you to just explore checking me out. I offer right now a complimentary 30-minute session, but I'm getting ready to change that, and here's why. Being fully transparent, you'll find that that's the way I operate, that I've been offering this through my funnel. If you don't know what a funnel is, don't worry, I'll cover that in another talk. In my funnel, people have signed up for a 30-minute session, and none of them so far have shown up to their appointment. Now, I'm targeting Christians. They have come through, they have scheduled, click the link and schedule a time convenient to them. They've gotten reminders, and they don't show up. So here's how I'm going to solve it. In a very short period of time, we're changing the funnel. And if you want to book a 1-hour session with me, I normally charge between $750 and $1,000 in a 60 to 90 minute session to solve one big problem you're struggling with. I'll reduce that for a period of time to $197. And I'm going to start charging that for a 60-minute session to solve one main problem, to help get you on your way. And if you like that, you'll probably entertain joining one of my coaching programs. And here's the great news, right? That for now, for a brief period of time, depending upon when you're watching this, you can book 30 minutes with me free. 2 conditions. Number 1, you have to have a business, a viable business. And number 2, you have to be committed towards some sort of coaching program, whether it's me or someone else. You are seeking coaching to help grow your business. And listen, no tire kickers here. If you're looking for something that's, $50 to get coaching or $100 to get coaching, I'm not your person, right? Because if you're going to get the right kind of coaching, you're committing to a year to get your business really cranking. And if I can't get you 10x return, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm one of those people, I invest for a return. I want to know that I'm not getting a 1-for-1, but at least 1 to 10 is my goal. And that's what my heart is to give you way more value than you pay for, that you invest in. So when you're tired of staying where you're at and you're ready to really take off, and it means you got to be coachable, I want you to book a 30-minute session with me. And I want you to make sure you come ready and prepared on time to ask questions, to give me information so I can help you the best way I can. And listen, I am a no pressure person. I'll simply find out what your needs are, how I can solve your biggest problem. And if I feel you're going to be a good fit for one of my programs, and you feel I'm going to be a good fit, I'll simply make you an offer, and I'll give you a very heavy incentive to take me up on that offer at the time of our call. And if you say no, we leave as friends no matter what, because I know you're probably going to say yes. And you're going to come back and you're going to want to get my other programs, because it's about creating value for people and putting them first. Always give more than you receive in return, and you're guaranteed to have business for life. Okay, I've gone on enough. I've talked about the 3 sections of my book. I've kind of covered that, listen, if you're not a Christian, but you're core based, you have real strong ethics and morals, and you're really looking to have a purpose-driven business, and you want the right kind of coaching, then I'm going to invite you to check me out. I hope there's a place somewhere on this page where I can leave a link for you. And if not, you can look me up by going to Dr. Ron, D-R-R-O-N, at drroneccles.com. That's Dr. Ron, D-R-R-O-N, at Dr. Ron Eccles, D-R-R-O-N-E-C-C-L-E-S. All right? You got my contact information. You know how to reach me. And listen, I wish you the very best. And listen, if you like what I had to share with you, go ahead and leave a comment below, subscribe to this channel, tell other people about it. Listen, that's the best way for me to get new subscribers so I can continue to give you great information and move the needle up in your life so you gain and you grow.